This is a recap and review of Orville Episode 2, Command Performance. I'm not doing it right after the show, though. We're on Episode 10 right now. I just realized I hadn't done the first few. So basically, Bortus goes to the captain and asks for 2 weeks off because he just laid an egg or he's going to lay an egg. And so Bortus is not there. And the captain's father talks to him on the monitor. And so he needs to go and see him like in person in a shuttle. So he puts Alara in charge. And Alara's never been in charge before. It kind of freaks out. But I mean, she can do it, and she does do it. So Alara's in charge. It's her first in charge in the captain's chair. And those two are going over to see his parents, supposedly, although it's a trap. I'm sure most of y'all have seen this episodes. I'm recapping it and reviewing it at the same time. So they're going to get there, and they're docking. And the first thing I thought, this episode is a lot better than the first episode. When we watched this episode a few weeks ago, we were very happy with it. As a matter of fact, every episode got better and better and better. It's amazing. I wish Star Trek Disco would take the same cues and do their job like that. So anyway, Bortus calls Alara over there, and he's hatched an egg, laying an egg. He's got to sit on it. He laid an egg. And so she goes back to the bridge, and they're like, well, where did the egg come out of? His butt? And all this other stuff. You know how some McFarlane's jokes are. It's a really dramatic and funny episode. More funny jokes than dramatic, but you can see them mix it in the drama more in this episode 2, Command Performance. So basically the captain and Kelly are trying to repair their relationship, and you can see they still care about each other. And we find out later, big spoiler right here, that the blue guy who she slept with, which broke up their marriage, he excretes pheromones because he's Rob Lowe. And, she couldn't help it. And even Ed couldn't even help it. He slept with him, too. So anyway, they're eventually going to get back together, I feel. I'm way ahead of schedule, though. This is still episode 2. So, see, talking to the engineer saying, look, they disappeared. They basically got captured. It was a holographic ship where his parents were supposed to be on, but it's an elaborate trap to catch them and put them in a zoo, basically. And Alara's real worried about it, saying, the captain's missing. What are we going to do? And she's talking to the doctor, and the doctor's saying, well, that's your decision. You have to decide what to do. We should look for them and find them. And she wants to do that. And meanwhile, they show Ed and Kelly, like, what the hell happened to us? This is our old apartment before you screwed around on me. And look, you even brought Kermit the Frog. And this is the actual Kermit the Frog that I had in my apartment. What the hell, did we time travel? They don't know what happened. But they find out eventually that they're in a zoo. And it was really a surprising reveal to me. I mean, there was a couple of previous Star Trek episodes where they were zoo captive, like zoo creatures, where they were reversing the roles of, like, we have animals in the zoo. And it's really not right if you think about it. Animals should be free. Why do we have the right to hold them in the zoo? I don't know. It made me really think about it. Plus, it was a really enjoyable and entertaining experience this episode. So they're figuring out that they're in captivity for alien onlookers to look at them. They don't know right here what happened, so they're really getting in touching moments where they're caring about each other. It's really nice. Me and my wife really enjoyed it, that they were repairing their relationship. So Katara talks to the Admiral and says, I need to go rescue Ed. I need to find out where Ed and Kelly are. And he's like, nope, that is a dangerous system that you think they're in. Those are highly intellectual beings. They don't want nothing to do with nobody because they find everybody inferior. So nope, don't do it. Come back to Starfleet headquarters or whatever they call them. And Kelly's real distressed about that. Meanwhile, Ed and Kelly are finding out that they're in the zoo. They show the Caliban race. It's the Caliban Zoo, looking at them, and then they see other aliens across the way, and this guy was real funny. He's like, homie, you're in a Caliban Zoo. There's no escaping. I've been here 30 months or 3 years or something. And this guy, too, he's like, oh, that one's peculiarly smart or something. They got 2 for 1 when they captured these two. It's really nice the way they revealed the aliens and the zoo and the situation with this episode. I really, really enjoyed it. The first episode was like funny, more funny than dramatic. This episode is more drama. It's still too much comedy, It's not too much. It's actually perfect because just who Seth MacFarlane is. But it's really funny the way they reveal these characters and the way they talk and the way everything happens. He does make too many dick and fart jokes, though. I think he cuts it down later. We're on episode 10, and the humor's all through the situation. They're not like inserted jokes. Oh, here's a guy that's been in there for 5 years, a big Muppet monster. And Seth MacFarlane likes the Muppets because he has Kermit the Frog, and that's obviously a Muppet. And, he was a big Star Trek fan. He's really doing great for the Star Trek fans, to us, making us this series and really making it excellent. There's the Data character, Isaac, and he's very smart. Like, he could interact with the aliens that captured Ed and Kelly, and they wouldn't dish him. They wouldn't be like, no, you can't come in here. They're happy to see him when they go. So Kelly devises a plan. No, actually hasn't. She's telling everybody, I cannot go. The Admiral ordered me not to go. They're going, oh, you suck balls. I can't believe you're not going to go and try to rescue Ed and Kelly. So Alara goes to the doctor and says, what should I do? And the doctor says, that's up to you. You decide what to do. It's your first command. You have to figure it out yourself. And Kelly goes down to the mess hall and says, I can't go. I've been ordered by the Admiral not to go. And people are all pissed off. And then she thinks about it after having a couple of drinks, and she goes, screw it. I am going. We are going to go rescue the captain and Kelly. And when she tells them that, they get all excited. Right here, they're still mad at her because she hasn't decided to go. She goes over there and talks to Gordon and Lamar, and they say, like, no, that's ridiculous. He would rescue you. You need to go rescue him. She says, okay, let's go. Let's do it. Let's find him. So they all get excited and motivated and run out to go look for them. And they're taking off for the Caliban system against the Admiral's orders. This is the same thing that would happen in The Next Generation. But I never saw an episode like this. There was a couple with Data where he was captured by that rich guy. And then in the original series, apparently the very pilot episode was like similar to this in plot. But this really took it all out, balls to the wall, zoo episode. Made them zoo captives. It was excellent. I worked at the Houston Zoo for many years. Had a concession there. But anyway, I relate to this episode big time. So they're going to go find him, and they have to devise a plan that these, Caliban are too smart, and they dish everybody. So Isaac's going to be like the commander, and Alara's going to be like his associate, like his assistant. And they have to disguise themselves to get into the space to go talk to the zookeeper. And they're devising a plan right now. They get in there. Special effects, you can see in this second episode, they're excellent special effects. The special effects in this look better to me than Discovery. I mean, for real. Discovery's got 4 times bigger budget, but these episodes are more enjoyable and more pleasing to the eye, and they don't rub you the wrong way. You think they would originally, but nope. Seth MacFarlane's doing an excellent job with this show. Hope they have many, many, many seasons. Put your comments below what you think about Seth MacFarlane episode 2. I think episode 2 here, Command Performance, was probably one of the top 3 or 4 episodes so far out of 10 or 11. That's what I believe. It was definitely better than number 1. Number 1 was good too, though. But this one was even better. And episode 3 was better too. But episode 3 was kind of sad. We'll find out about that next time. So they go see the zookeeper to make him a deal to try to get them out. And he's like, oh, yeah, you got those people here? And they go like, yeah, they're contaminated. We need to pick them up. They were stolen from another zoo. And he's like, yeah, that's too bad. Can't do anything about that. And by the way, since they're contaminated, I'm going to have to do something about that. So he tries to eliminate Kelly and Ed by putting a laser beam in their quarters. And here it is right here. Like Isaac and Alara went to see Ed and Kelly and said, we're going to get you out. And then all of a sudden these laser beams appear trying to kill them because the zookeeper wants to exterminate them because he doesn't want the other animals or, exhibits contaminated. So they're about to die, and they don't even realize it. But obviously, they're in danger. This is the first real dangerous thing, though. This is the second episode, and I didn't take it for real like I do later. But it was very excellent, most good. And so they tell the zookeeper, look, talk to my associate. And he goes, you want me to talk to this Chilean female? Why? I own one already, or something like that. And she's like, woof. And so she talks to him and says, I can offer you something better than you could ever imagine, the greatest attraction ever if you give us our people back. And it's hours and hours and hundreds of hours of enjoyment of this a totally exciting thing that people will love to look at because it's a spectacle. And so the beams turn off and they're going to be rescued, and they get them. They take Kelly and the captain. Alara did it, and she's successful. So I think Ed's going to give her a medal. Yeah, that's what he's going to do. The something, gold star something. I don't know what he called it. But he gives it to her in front of everybody in the mess hall. They're all excited. They're clapping and applauding and everything. And that was good enough right there. If that was the end of the episode, I'd be happy. But no, there's a little bit more. Another piece of comedy, that Seth MacFarlane style. She's got she didn't have eyebrows in the first episode. Starting in the second episode, they put her eyebrows back in because it was more attractive. It looked too funny without eyebrows. I'm going to put a lot of Seth MacFarlane interviews on my page. So if y'all think that's a good idea, let me know. I've seen a bunch of interesting ones. I got a couple of them up there already. Make sure you subscribe to my page. I'm going to make new content all the time while we're waiting on episodes to come out. Comparisons, behind the scenes, all that kind of stuff. So basically, this was an Alara episode, only the second episode, way better than the first. I give it a 9 out of 10. The first episode was basically a 6 or 7 out of 10. So we're back at the Caliban Zoo to reveal how did she get them to be let go. All right, well, it's the Cardassians. They're all watching the Cardassians and reality TV. She's like, oh, you're a hoe. What's the matter with you? And all this, you know how it is. So my wife loved that. She laughed for like 5 minutes after they showed this. And what's funny is Cardassians and Cardassians. The Cardassians are in Star Trek The Next Generation and Deep Space Nine, and the Kardashians are in this episode. I think they should do something funny with that in the future. They probably will. You know Seth MacFarlane and the way he works. This is Trek Genius review and recap. Comment and subscribe. I need subscribers and I need comments. Oh yeah, meanwhile, Bortus is hatching an egg, and the egg is going to hatch. They're looking at it, it's like cracking open. This was like the cliffhanger on the end of the episode. And, wow, they're going to have a baby. 2 males is kind of weird, but it's outer space. I accept it. It's not a big deal to me. I hope they don't start showing them kissing, though. But anyway, the egg hatches, and it's a girl. And Bortus is like, oh, that's impossible. And that's the cliffhanger right there. Okay, Trek Genius over and out. Make sure you comment and subscribe.
Wait, before you click away, do me a favor. Subscribe to this channel. It means a lot to me. Well, not really, but it means a lot to someone, I'm sure. Also, if you like what you just watched, you can see even more content on the Fox Now app. Don't say I ever gave you nothing.